You know the phrase, sometimes a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing? It really applies to a clip we're going to look at today of Lara Trump. That's Eric Trump's wife, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, and now a Fox News contributor. We're going to look at a video of Lara Trump saying she's against COVID precautions because she gets really happy. She's thrilled when her children get sick. Now, the context of all of this is that because of the explosive spread of the virus, again, because of the Delta variant, particularly among unvaccinated people, places around the country are saying masks are coming back on. Some increasingly employers are saying you're going to need to be vaccinated in order to work here. Remember that Fox News has a set of rules in place where if you're not vaccinated and you haven't proven your vaccination through a portal that Fox has, which is like a vaccine passport, you have to keep wearing masks when you work at Fox News, etc. So this is happening on Fox, and Fox is doing a lot of this stuff. Lara Trump says a whole bunch of different things that make no sense whatsoever, and that she's thrilled when her children get sick. So let's take a look. Let's take a listen.
Vaccinated Americans. Fox News contributor Lara Trump is here to react. Good morning, Lara.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. I know you have two school-age children. How do you feel about the children under the age of 12 will have to wear a mask again?
Right.
Well, I think it's absolutely ludicrous. First of all, we know the efficacy of masks have been long disputed. It was Dr. Fauci who a year and a half ago, remember, told us all, if it makes you feel better, wear a mask. But
remember, how many months in are we now? 17, 18 months in. For a couple weeks to prevent a run on masks, Dr. Fauci and others did not come out and say wear a mask. Then we learned more, and the consensus among the medical community has been mostly unchanged for all but those first couple of weeks.
We didn't have to wear a mask originally. He said it wasn't going to really do anything.
Oh, come on.
Then they told us masks. Then they said 3 masks. They've gone back and forth on this. But as it relates to kids, I mean, I can tell you it is almost impossible for my 3-year-old son to keep a mask on. So the idea that these kids are going to have to sit through an entire day in a classroom with masks on, you see the videos.
This has real I'd like to speak to the manager vibes, guys. I have to tell you.
Of the kids who are waiting for the bus crying because they don't want to have to wear the mask. It gives them headaches. From a social perspective, they can't see the faces of the other children. We know also, if we're following the science, Ainsley, like we were supposed to do the entire time, that thank goodness children do not get COVID in the same way that adults do. If they get it, we know that they get a very mild case of it. They're not the super spreaders that we originally were told they might be. And so the idea that we're going to make our children sit in school masked up all day long, I think is absolutely ludicrous. They're also not coming in contact with germs that they need to develop an immune system. My daughter, Carolina, last week had a cold. Every parent knows that's a nightmare. I have to tell you, I was so thrilled because I know that she is actually getting in contact with viruses and germs and bacteria that will allow her to develop an immune system. This is absolutely insane that we are considering.
So this is another person who first of all, can't understand. You might consider someone other than just your kid because Carolina Trump, or whatever the kid's name is, because it's thrilling to her that her kid got a cold. That's not a reason to say no masks for kids at all, even as this is spreading uncontrollably. And the issue isn't kids building up their immune system against the flu or against germs. The point here is to keep people from getting COVID-19, which is a deadly infectious disease that can kill some people. It can land some people in the hospital, but even for people that it doesn't make very sick, they can pass it and then infect others and possibly kill others. She doesn't seem to understand that. She can't think about anybody other than maybe herself and her own immediate family, which seems to run in the Trump family, if you guys have noticed. And by the way, you don't have to get sick to develop immunity. You know, this idea that if you're not getting sick, you're not developing immunity. We have things called vaccines, which her kids will hopefully soon be able to get, even at their ages, if she'll go and get them vaccinated. And there is some truth very broadly to the idea that you don't want to keep your kids in a bubble. If they have zero exposure from the time they're kids to anything from a very young age, there are some studies that show that that can be problematic. That's not what's been discussed here. It's not what's being discussed. Lara Trump's kids have been out in the world this entire time up until the pandemic and wearing a mask at school, which, by the way, you still get germs on your hands. And then later you're out on the playground and there's dirt and there's different things and you're around Don Jr.'s kids and all this different stuff. Just wearing the mask at school for a few months is not going to do whatever it is she thinks it's going to do to their immune system. It's absolutely nuts, but not as nuts as this next clip. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the subscription streaming service that offers thousands of documentaries from the world's best filmmakers. And right now, CuriosityStream is giving you 25% off, which comes out to just $14.99 a year. CuriosityStream has a bigger selection of documentaries than Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. I'm always finding documentaries on CuriosityStream that I can't find anywhere else, and they always have the newest and most critically acclaimed titles. I just finished watching Autonomy, which is all about self-driving vehicles and emerging technology that's going to have a big impact on our economy, on our political system. I can watch CuriosityStream on all of my devices. They have documentaries on politics, economics, history, technology, psychology, you name it. And when you go to curiositystream.com/Pacman, my audience will get 25% off. That makes it $14.99 a year. Not a lot of money for the amount of enjoyment that I know you will get from CuriosityStream. And the link is right underneath this video.